100.
100.
Yay!
So we've definitely done 100 streams, and it's, you know, we usually sit our butts on the couch and talk about things, but there's obviously a much larger team. Some of them who were gracious enough to join us today here for our 100th Devstream, where we moved to the theater. It is a 2-hour stream. Buckle in. We're trying a Twitch drop. It might work. It might not.
We're going to Twitch drop too.
Well, we're going to try.
Amazing.
We're going to try. There's tons of people here. We have lots of special guests. We have lots of housekeeping, and you guys are all sitting here with.
I can't keep the glare off Steve's legs are kind of hurting.
What?
What? We didn't say that. What? We thought we said
nothing. We actually agreed to not talk about it.
Are you serious?
For this, this is terrible.
It's okay. Well, okay, no. People are gonna think like we're holding back some like big, really secret, but no.
No, we're not.
Yeah, it's still a ways away.
Yes.
It's not this year, so no sacrifice this year, right?
What a Debbie Downer.
I'm sorry, but people need to know if it's not coming this year.
Well, there might be a sacrifice this year.
Stuff's coming this year, though.
Stuff.
You never know. We got surprises still.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
Cora. So what's her story?
What's her story? So she, I don't know. She's. I think the cool thing that's coming with her is she's going to be able to summon a Kavat of her own, custom Kavat, and she's going to have an exalted whip. And I think the coolest part about her, which isn't really represented in the render, is the ability to change her damage output. So she'll be able to select between puncture and slash and impact, and it changes the look of the frame, the whip, and the Kavat. Maybe the Kavat.
We're discussing that today.
Yeah, we're discussing that.
Yeah. Ray seems surprised.
Yes. So.
The character.
But then I was like, okay, well, maybe she manipulates metal in a certain kind of way, and then I started thinking about like a spider. So instead of silk, it's metal thread, and then a bunch of different ideas until came up with this over the past like couple of years.
I think she started out as a melee-based frame, right? And that kind of evolved when Scott said no.
Each school having its own capacity limit, and you're basically paying that times 5, and now we're having the idea of these passive nodes that you can use in other trees, but then you have to pay for the capacity over there as well, and then if you change trees you have to pay for it over there, which is crazy. So we're going to hoist capacity up as a universal capacity for all focus schools.
Yep, that's great.
So that
Oh, I see.
Great for
there's one pool versus 5 separate pools.
Interesting.
So
because it doesn't feel like you're advancing when you're paying just simply for capacity again.
Yes. So there's going to be one spot hoisted up that allows you to play for that capacity. You know, we're going to change the way you earn focus, and you know, we're talking about removing the cap, but having a diminishing returns curve on it.
Right.
So if you go too far farming in one day, we're going to start to turn down the knob that allows you to, but we're going to still keep it at really generous, probably the cap that we have.
Right.
But then after that, it's going to start to fall off. We're going to put a booster at the beginning of that cap.
Right.
So early in the day, or early when you start to farm for these things, you're going to get it at a quicker rate. So a casual player who's just playing for a couple hours a day will earn it at a greater rate versus a farmer that spends 8 or 9 hours a day farming for this particular thing. We're not going to cap it and say that you can't do it anymore. We're just going to turn it down so that we slow down the progression.
Soft cap.
Soft cap. Soft cap.
Yep.
Yes.
Soft cap.
So we have.
Wants to know, when can the accolades return?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're penciled in for December. We just got a rock.
Yes.
Penciled in for December. There you go.
Is that Dave? Did you give us the horns?
Dave's throwing up the horns in the back.
December, yeah. Great.
Pending testing and you know, any
fantastic.
Yeah, so that means all your favorite mods like Maiming Strike, and Maiming Strike will come back.
Oh, we're going to nerf the shit out of that.
No!
Hey, easy.
I have a question for Jeff.
Oh no.
Sorry,
That's
I told you I was going to pick on you today, Jeff.
I shouldn't have bullied
You bullied me today. Leaf Dragoon wants to know, why no Hydroid Prime trailer?
Can we have tactical?
Oh, sorry, you can ask that.
We actually all
Oh, that's such a great question.
I need an F-bomb in the middle of that question for it to be a valid question.
Rebecca asked me that yesterday, and I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping everyone forgot.
I can read the chat script.
I told you to make a overlapping trailer.
But I think that's more work to cross,
put both in.
to combine. I know.
The more you put it off, then you're gonna have to put 3 in.
I know.
You just need an image with a puddle.
That's what he said.
A golden puddle and just circle it.
And just that's it.
We're gonna when we can find the time, we're gonna try and get it done, for sure.
He's been working on it.
Yeah. Thanks, Megan.
Questions anymore? What else you got? You have questions about the login reward system because on PC, the 700th day login award is currently possible. It's a new weapon.
So now you can max out focus before you can actually get to that sword. So we're good.
Yeah.
We're done.
We're done here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's not what I have
That's not what
here.
that's not what
paper
people want to
says.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So the login reward system and the way that it's sort of infinite. In its
So 800 days.
800 days is next. And some people are like, I don't want to wait 2.5 years for that weapon. What do you say?
That's a pretty reasonable request. Yep.
So
So we're gonna do tracks, right? Are we doing this?
Yeah.
pick your own path.
Pick your own path.
So initial players will have it's a TBD number, but we're saying 50. It's a 50-day track to start. After that 50 days is done, you'll be able to select from predetermined tracks that we have created based off of taking the existing 700-day track that we've created and chopping it into bits. So you'll be able to go, okay, which reward do I want to work for? Once you select that, you're locked in for 50 days. After the 50 days is complete, you'll be able to select a new track to then work your way down. So as we add new stuff and new tracks, players will be able to go, okay, well, I've done that 50-day track, I can start the next one, and off they go.
Yep. Exactly. So if you
Progress.
early progress
Okay,
on the
okay.
next Eidolon.
All right.
So the first, so that's the next Eidolon coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I saw this and I went, that's amazing.
Kaiju.
But is there any way you can put an Excalibur for scale? And Ray was kind enough to
did he do
that.
it?
The length of his finger, basically.
So,
Good job, Ray.
So what is this Eidolon going to be like?
I think Tom is still kind of like ironing out the core design of it, but it's going to kind of stomp around on its blades there. The little kind of dangly arms will kind of hang out. He's going to be a bit bigger than the Terrorless, so he'll probably have to.
Just a bit bigger.
He'll probably have a bit of a flying mechanic, so you have to maybe chase him to kind of get around the nav.
Oh.
Yeah.
So are there two phases of him there, or how exactly?
Well, the kind of like the Terrorless, how he's missing an arm and he's carrying around a tree.
Yeah.
We're actually coming out with some alts of the Terrorless in a bit with some different. He found some other components that he confused for his arm.
Right.
So like the high level lore is these guys were injured in the old war and they're kind of roaming around looking for the piece that's missing. So this is just kind of the before and after. So his head got severed in the old war. So currently he has one of the blubber walls on his head from the
Oh my God. That's a meat mattress?
That's a meat mattress.
Oh.
He's got a giant one on his head that he was hoping was his head,
But it's not.
but it's not.
That's what I always hope it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
oh my God.
That's amazing.
All right. Fantastic.
There you go. Holy jumping.
Yeah.
Meat mattress.
Yeah, the Plains of Eidolon as they stand, you have some more Eidolons coming. Pretty cool. I know there's...
Operation
Starting
Plague
soon.
Star. Or did that's out of nowhere? Does that just happen in game too?
That just happened in game.
Did it really?
Oh, yeah.
Did it actually happen in game?
Yep.
Sorry. Was Brendan ready to do that?
Did somebody do that?
It was set
No.
for 3 p.m.
Yeah.
You guys planned that?
Chat, did you guys see that?
So this is a progress piece. Console team just brought more beer. Yay. But yeah, so
this is the. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. This is the right image I saw.
Okay, so this is the, there's going to be infested Zaw
Parts.
parts.
Yep.
Parts.
That you can
So
make-
you'll be able to mix and match into the normal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can put like an infested head on the normal.
And these are the rewards of participating in Plague Star?
Yes, they are.
Awesome.
Cool. And that's the actually Kavat concept as well.
Well, it's
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is the one you wanted.
there you go. Sorry, Lucas.
Yeah, it's for the wrong thing.
I love you.
Infested cron.
He's watching right now.
Getting that
snapping his
gross
desk.
and
He's, probably,
equip
he's
this
not in
stuff.
here, is he?
No, he's angry at his desk right now.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's very upset by this.
Right on.
It turned out really amazing,
Yeah.
the content.
And of course, console players, as you know, we're submitting your build hopefully today to CERT to be tested, and then once we get everything going, you guys will too have the operation
cool.
down the road.
I just saw in chat someone said you destroyed my favorite fishing spot. I'm so sorry that that's where it landed. If that's what happened, I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
That's great.
No. Oh, well.
You go out with your squad to this large open area. You essentially go back in whenever you're ready. And one of the recent hotfixes allowed you to leave your squad if you wanted to go back in, and some other people wanted to fish for 5 hours.
Yep.
So would it be possible in the future to have that functionality added to the endless missions that we currently have, like survival, like
Excavation and survival.
defect-
The
right.
slippery slope.
Yeah.
I don't really see why we wouldn't, because although I like the community cooperation when you're playing in those games and you kind of decide, okay, we're going to bail as a team at this point, I definitely see some players are like, no, I want to keep going because I need that another kick at the rotation C. We're staying. And it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm staying.
Yeah, I really got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah, okay. No.
pay my pants.
And
With a very small universal vacuum. Very few players actually noticed. Reb has sent me a few Facebook posts, I think on Twitter.
Yes.
There's been very few vocal people that have said that, hey, why didn't you tell us we had this? So
I noticed. People are saying they
Some people
noticed.
Sure he did. Sure he did. Pixar
My
didn't
dad's
happen.
bald, you know.
It's
That's
3.
cool.
It's 3 meters. It is. I think
it's very small.
Is it
Yeah,
4 or
it's
3?
3.
The,
thought it was
the,
3 point-
intent, the intent of shipping this version of Universal Vacuum was to make looting easier.
Yeah.
Running around big open spaces, making sure you're pixel perfect over the loot drop in order to pick it up wasn't fun. I agree with that. Do I want to give you a 10-meter wide Universal Vacuum? No, I don't. I want you to select a Sentinel to do that.
Yeah.
Do I want to make it so you just happen to miss that energy drop, now you died? No, I don't want that. So we added a very small. If you walk slowly, it's very, very, very easy to see.
if you're bullet jumping, I didn't
It's-
notice until then I was.
Yes.
Yeah, because it stops. It stops fairly quickly. Like, it won't follow you.
No, it does depending on the momentum speed.
It's
of
the
something.
exact
Yeah.
same code
Yeah.
as the Sentinel, just scaled down.
Yep.
Exactly.
So we did ship a version of this basically to make looting easier.
Yeah. The reality is, people are like, I didn't notice because my Sentinel was on the whole time. So.
Yes. So people that run and want Universal Vacuum are already running Carrier with Universal Vacuum.
Yep. Of all places is one where one-hit KOs are actually pretty common. I've had a lot of, actually probably at least once permission, depending on what frame I'm using, that I just die. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could do something about that. And I think, shield gating could be the answer, but it's just, it's so dangerous to add.
It's not. I think.
Oh, it's not dangerous. Oh, no, it's not dangerous.
I don't
No, it's
think
cool.
it doesn't. I think
Yeah.
from what Scott and I have seen, is it really doesn't change the nature of the game enough yet.
Yet.
Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
We played with
you
it.
said that it didn't exist. It actually does exist. It 100% exists in the build.
Yep.
Sorry, I mean on the public build. for
On the
players.
public build. On the
Yeah.
dev build, it exists.
Yes. Sorry, that's what I meant.
We played with a version of this that, I'm not the only one. And like Steve said, it did not change the way you played. You still had those problems. It still existed. It was still an issue. It made such a non-difference that I don't know if it was worth hanging your hat on it as a feature of the game.
Yeah. It's not going to use the existing Katana set.
No.
So it's going to have a whole new movement system, all new finishers.
I feel like we need to have more severable parts.
I think we'll have to, yeah.
More what?
Yeah.
Severable parts.
Oh, like human.
Severable.
Several
Yeah,
parts.
more separate. So,
Severable.
yeah, so, yeah, I'm really excited about this. Yeah.
Wow.
People are
Tim
losing mind. Are you guys
Nanometer in
gonna
the back
get
over
that?
There, over there is gonna
Oh, yes.
Oh no,
do
it'll be
lots
the
of
one
work.
weapon I passed.
Yeah, pass up on it. Just not interested in this two-handed.
Oh my god.
It might be the only
Beautiful
weapon I
thing.
ever use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, I'd probably just use
I
this
just want clay people to have with that thing.
There's an event planned.
What's going on with it,
that's
Sheldon?
an event that we have 3/4 ready.
More
but-
than 3/4 ready?
Yeah, but it still
It's all
needs some-
nanospores.
It's finding
It is all
the
nice.
right time to launch it.
Yeah.
I think it's the content is amazing.
Have
the
you
content
guys actually talked about it at all? Like,
Yeah, we
Can we
have.
talk about it a little bit?
Be real. What did we talk about? So we
just
talked
re-
about
Well,
we
there's
talked about
something
rebuilding
There's a lot
rebuilding
of
the
being real in
relays.
this.
It's
Be
not
real.
just rebuilding them. There's player choice, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how on what relay you get to
Yeah.
on what relay
But
you
also
get to
the
make.
theme, and there's some
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
interesting things there that you guys have done.
I think color.
Yeah, the way it's going to shape
theme-
out is much like the Gradivus dilemma was pick Corpus or Grenier. This is going to be for the relay rebuild
with
pick.
much more
But there's, like, more
choices.
stages.
There's tiers of choices. I mean, it's a really complicated event that I
Get
think
your nanospores
lets each platform make their own choices
Yeah.
about what their relay is going to look
Yes.
like. So I mean, it's actually a pretty ambitious design that works.
Yep.
That we're just not ready yet to.
Yep.
Release
Release on
on
the
the
world.
So,
These guys into hopefully the plane soon. Yeah, so there's been progress made on them. but-
Oh, did we just break it?
we had you
Oh,
have to
just
guess where the
Dean.
play button
Just
is.
guess where the play button is.
XSplit doesn't last for over an hour, I guess.
Yeah, we might have
Yep.
pushed our streaming.
This is.
You guys broke it.
There we go.
That's pretty impressive.
It is the last video. I think it's the last asset, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's-
Yeah, we don't have to worry about XSplit
Good
crash.
guess. Good guess.
Yeah, these are the ghoul. These are the first of the ghouls that we showed. Yeah, yeah. So these are the kind of explosive guys that run at you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really
no.
like this mechanic where they kind of launch themselves in the air by
Yeah.
banging their explosives behind their backs.
That's really cool.
That's disgusting.
Sort of like
Yeah,
a
so-
Serious Sam homage.
Definitely. Definitely.
Old brain is so cool. We're making 100 dev streams possible,
Yeah, we
right?
will be-
101.
101, the prize.
Come back
will be
for
there.
101.
Come back for 101 for the prize.
Actually, just tweet at Rebecca Platt. She'll pick the 31,000th person that answers.
No, we've had people sitting in this hot room.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Obviously, everyone that works here in the background.
And of course, the D.
Yes,
cheers.
they
And
make
cheers
this
to everybody
possible.
back there.
100
Yep.
streams.
Cheers, guys.
We
Yep.
love you all.
Yep.
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
All right.
Got my beer.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys.
We love
Bye.
you.